The United States Steel Hour present the Theater Guild on the Air production of The Traitor, starring Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall. Helping to build a better America through better steels and products of steel is the job of the industrial family that serves the nation, United States Steel. Look for our trademark, USS, on any steel product. It's your guide to quality steel. And now, as the lights go down at the Belasco Theater in New York, here is Elliott Reed speaking for the Theater Guild, one of America's foremost theatrical producers.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Our play tonight, The Traitor, is out of the headlines of today. Written by Herman Wouk, author of The Caine Mutiny, it is one of the most powerful and provocative dramas of our time. Two of Hollywood's leading stars are with us, Humphrey Bogart as Commander Gallagher and Lauren Bacall as Jane. And now we raise the curtain on The Traitor, adapted for the Theater Guild on the Air by Frank Gabrielson and directed by Homer Fickett.
Let me introduce myself. Professor Tobias Emanuel, teacher of philosophy at a large university in Upper Manhattan. An aging man, lover of the quiet life. But for me, after that day last spring, there was to be no peace. Let me recall the very beginning of it all as I sat in my study that stormy afternoon, dictating an article to my secretary and former student, Jane Bailey. Oh, quite a storm. What time is it, Jane?
4:45. Plenty of time to finish.
No, I'm tired, Jane. But will you type up my notes while I dress?
Of course. But Professor Emanuel, before you go, may I take another picture of you?
You took half a dozen last night.
Something must have been wrong with the light. See? They're all spoiled.
Oh, some other time, Jane.
Oh, but the college yearbook goes to press Friday, and the editor will be so disappointed.
Oh, well, if you must.
Hold it now, please.
Mm-hmm.
There. I'm sure I got a fine picture that time. Hello? Hello? Funny. They hung up. Not a single word.
Curious. Well, that's been happening often lately. Oh, by the way, Jane, do you know if Alan will be in for dinner tonight? My housekeeper insists on knowing these things in advance.
Margaret? Oh, she's jealous. Doesn't have you to herself anymore, now that Alan's sharing your apartment with
It
you.
upsets her routine. Alan's changed his dinner plans at the last minute half a dozen times in the past 2 weeks.
He certainly hasn't changed them for me.
Well, he did on Friday, Jane. He met you at the faculty club.
He did not. Friday, he stayed at the laboratory in Brookhaven. At least that's what he told me.
Oh, well, I must have forgotten. But surely tonight he'll want to have dinner with his fiancée. It's your birthday, isn't it?
Oh, yes. But he hasn't said. Alan.
Oh, Jane, I didn't expect to see you here.
Well, I didn't feel like going out in this weather, so I called her down from school. Watch out for that wet umbrella. Margaret will have your scalp, boy.
I'd better tell her that I'll be in for dinner, Toby. Well, what's the matter? Why the black looks? Is there any reason why I shouldn't be home for dinner?
No reason at all. I'll just go into the library and type these notes.
What's this all about, Toby?
Well, it just happens to be Jane's birthday, Alan.
Oh, my. What am I going to tell her now?
Get the door, will you, Margaret? And you, Alan, you'd better start thinking fast. Put that great scientific brain of yours to work. I'll go and dress.
I beg your pardon. That the desk where you keep it, Dr. Carr?
What are you doing here?
I tried to phone, but I couldn't reach her. The maid let me in. She said that you were
Wait.
here, and
They must be scraping the bottom of a barrel when they use a cretin like you. How dare you barge in here without making an appointment? Why didn't Baker come?
He authorized me to represent him. And he sent you this money. Quite a large amount.
Put that away. You people know I'm not interested in money. And who does Baker think he's dealing with? I said I wanted to see him or nobody.
He said to tell you it's against procedure for him to make personal contacts.
Will you kindly pass the word back to Baker that it's against procedure for me to filch materials from an atomic laboratory?
Oh, then you've already done it.
I didn't say I had. If Baker wants to know any more, he'll have to come and find out for himself. Now get out of here before someone comes in.
You were putting something in the desk, weren't you, just as I came in?
How dare you spy on me? If you think for 1 minute...
I'm sorry, Dr. Carr, but why won't you give me the material? You'll have to, in the end.
Are you threatening me?
I'm simply telling you, nobody can change Baker's mind.
Indeed. What is this great man like?
Baker? Well, I've never seen him or spoken to him.
Well, then how do you communicate?
Well, through Clay. He's my fiancé. You ask too many questions, Dr. Carr.
Well, I'm curious. I'm not a professional at this.
Well, neither am I. Neither is Clay. We're all the same.
Do you take me for a communist?
Aren't you, Dr. Carr?
Of course not. I believe in thinking for myself.
Look, Dr. Carr, I realize we can't talk here, but it would mean so much to Clay. So much if you'd only work through us.
Work through you. If this isn't something to make the gods laugh, here's an event to rock the world. And all it means to you is a chance for your fiancé to please his
That's
superior.
not true. I was thinking of the
Oh,
party.
get out of here. Give my message to Baker and don't ever come back. Get out. Oh, Jane, come in.
I don't want to interrupt you,
Oh, it's
Alan.
all right, darling.
Who was the girl? I saw her leaving.
Well, nobody in particular. One of my lab assistants.
Oh? She's pretty.
Hey, look, Jane, I'm sorry I blacked out about your birthday. Many happy returns, darling. I guess it's too late to get tickets for anything good tonight, but
Alan, where did you go on Friday night?
what are you doing? Checking up on me?
You told Professor Emanuel you were dining with me at the faculty club. You told me you were working at Brookhaven.
Well, I was. That is...
Alan, I just can't stand lies. Not even from you. Tell me the truth. Are we finished?
Is that how you feel about it, Jane?
How else am I to feel? I've hardly seen you for weeks. And you aren't telling the truth about that girl.
But, my dear
I'm afraid
Jane...
of what's happening to us, Alan.
Preposterous.
You were always so direct and straightforward, but now you're different from the man I fell in love with.
You're wrong, Jane. You're all wrong, and I'll prove it to you. Maybe I did forget your birthday, but let's chuck everything and go out anyway. Let's celebrate. Just grab your coat.
Do you really want to, Alan?
Oh, Jane, of course I do.
I'd have to go home first to change my clothes.
Fine. I've got a couple of things to clean up myself.
Jane,
Yes?
someone here to see you.
To see me? Are you sure?
Yes, a naval gentleman, I believe. In here, Commander.
Commander? Johnny! Johnny, what a surprise.
Jane, happy birthday, Jane.
Johnny, of all people. Professor Emanuel, this is Lieutenant Commander Gallagher.
Yes, I know.
A sort of fourth cousin of mine and a very old friend.
Well, not as old as that.
And this is Alan, Dr. Carr, Commander Gallagher.
How do you do? Jane has told me a little about you. Well, if you'll excuse me, I should get out of these wet clothes.
Explain yourself, you big lug. What are you doing in town? And how did you know I was here? Where are you going to
Passing through overnight on orders, phoned your mother in the school, finally tracked you down here and thought I'd drop in and give you good wishes of the day.
Sweet of you to remember my birthday, Johnny. Where are you staying?
Nowhere. I tried several hotels, but it appears there are 8 conventions in town. I'll probably park the car on a side street and sleep in it.
Well, that's ridiculous, Johnny. You
Well,
can't
perhaps
sleep
we
in
can
a-
telephone around, Commander. Or, well, you might even stay here.
Oh, might I? I'd hate to put you out, sir, but I'd accept with pleasure. I'd hope to have time for a little visit with Jane.
I'm going out tonight, Johnny, with Alan. Besides, I really don't think you should stay here. If we tried some other hotel...
No, I'm sure we can make Commander Gallagher quite
Oh,
comfortable.
well, thank you, sir.
Really, Johnny, this is a terrible imposition. The hotels can't be that.
I really appreciate it, Professor. And if you can do without Jane for a minute, maybe she'll drive down with me and get my gear.
Of course, go right ahead, Jane.
But all right, then, you big clown. We'll go. Tell Alan I'll be back in a few minutes.
Margaret's still trying to find out about dinner, Toby.
Well, Jane and her officer haven't returned yet. I suppose I should ask him to have dinner with me.
Maybe.
Alan, is something troubling you?
No. What makes you ask, Toby?
Oh, just the way you've been acting.
Oh, well, Jane and I did have a sort of a quarrel, but, well, perhaps I'm being too emotional about it. I should try to think it out, as you've taught me.
Oh, I don't know. Philosophy must seem a pretty shabby, tinkering hobby to you. You work with substances and processes of colossal force.
Force. Now, force in itself is meaningless, Toby. What's done with it is everything.
Oh, yes. So much talk these days of force and how one is to use it. Why, just the other day, I was involved in a tedious argument with Dr. Gibbons on that very subject.
Gibbons? He's a party member, you know.
Oh, yes, I know he's a communist. But I try to understand his philosophy. Pure action. Accomplish your end regardless of human consequences. Be inhuman if
Now,
necessary.
listen, Toby. I don't believe in communism any more than you do. But I don't believe in war either.
Who does?
Well, nobody, if you believe what people say. But I believe the whole world is rushing into another war just as surely as I'm sitting in this room.
Not so long as we lead the world in atomic research.
There are no secrets. I tell you, there are no secrets. Can we hide from the Russians that water boils at 100 degrees centigrade? It's a fact of nature. It is also a fact of nature that two hemispheres of plutonium snapped together will blow up. The human mind worked it out on this continent. The human mind works the same way with the same power over there. Eventually, they'll find out the same things. It's childish to think in any other terms.
Johnny, I don't know.
Here comes Jane, convoyed by the Navy.
Now, Jane, it's a rule that every naval officer with more than 2 stripes
Hello?
has to be able to read and write.
Yes, this is Dr. Carr speaking.
Where do I go, Professor?
I'll show you. Come along, Jane. We'll see if we can't make the Navy comfortable.
Hello? Hello, there was someone in the room. What is it? What? I don't know. Well, that seems safe enough. All right, tonight. But remember this, the purpose of this meeting is to allow Baker to present himself. Only that and nothing more. I make no promises, no commitments. I don't say I'll bring anything. But I'll be there.
Alan, I wonder if...
Jane,
Alan, why have you got that briefcase?
what do you mean?
I mean, you're taking me out tonight. Don't you remember?
Well, of course I remember, but it just happens that...
Those are fine quarters, Jane. I don't know. Oh, I beg your pardon.
It's all right, Johnny. Alan is just confusing his engagements
Well,
again.
Jane, I only wanted to say it'll have to be a very late dinner tonight.
That's all right.
Well, there's an army man from Caltech in town. He just had me on the phone. He can only spare a couple of hours for me. He's going back tonight.
All right, Alan. I'll wait for you. Johnny and I will talk about old times.
Oh, yeah. Well, goodbye, Commander.
Goodbye. Oh, give my love to the Army.
The Army?
That Army man from Caltech, the one you're going to meet.
Oh, yes, I'll be sure to. Goodbye.
Your young man is edgy. He's worried about something.
It's his own affair, isn't it?
You took this picture. You still keeping up with your photography?
Yes. I took that last night. Professor Emanuel.
This room, huh? Well, it's your usual botched-up developing job. I remember once you did this to a dozen of my best shots.
I could swear I did everything right.
You loused up the negative somehow.
All right, mastermind. I have the negative right here in my purse. You take a look at it and tell me what I did wrong. Here.
Jane, has Dr. Carr been using your camera by any chance?
No, he's a hopeless dub.
Well, maybe you've had it in a physics lab or a dentist's office.
Uh-uh.
Radiations from an X-ray machine might
Well, I
conceivably...
took it out last night for the first time in months. I had to dust off the case.
Well, never mind. You'll learn someday. Now, how about a kiss between fourth cousins?
Johnny, you dope. Here, give me my negative.
I'll keep it as a souvenir. Hey, where you going?
I have to dash home for a minute and change my dress. I can look a little better than this.
Hello, Orange. This is Black. I'm at the apartment of Gateway 3 as a guest. I report affirmative. Condition 5, Gateway 3. Yes, I tell you. Affirmative and important. Well, that was a very splendid dinner, Professor. You and Dr. Carr seem to have a very comfortable bachelor life with all the trimmings.
Yes, Margaret takes very good care of us.
You were saying you first met Dr. Carr when he was a student in your philosophy course. Did he show signs then of all this scientific brilliance?
Well, oddly enough, Alan as a student was rather hard to know. Shy, insecure.
I don't think he's insecure now.
I would hardly say so. In fact, there are times when he seems almost too sure about the rightness of his ideas.
That's Jane, I suppose.
Well, Margaret will let her in.
Yeah, those people who are sure they're right. I've known some, too. And when they finally do make a mistake, it's likely to be a whopper.
Hello. Is Alan back yet?
If he knew how wonderful you were looking, I believe he'd hurry.
I would have been here sooner myself, except that I had a long telephone call from Lois Holloway. Poor child is in a dither. Seems that her parents have written demanding to know whether or not any of her professors are communists.
Oh, do you have communists on the faculty?
One or two, perhaps.
More than that, I'll bet.
Are you sure? A man can express a radical opinion without being a party member.
What's Dr. Carr's attitude toward communism?
Disgustingly superior. He says that in America it appeals mainly to fools and neurotics. Hello? So you, Johnny?
Hello? Yes. Yes, that's correct. As positive as I can be under the circumstances, yes, ground floor apartment. Checks with the description on file. Yes, I'll stand by.
Johnny? Johnny, what was that all
Professor
about?
Emanuel, I have abused your hospitality, but my reason may serve as an apology. I'm a naval intelligence officer attached to Central Intelligence. My mission here is to check on Dr. Carr in connection with leaks in atomic information.
Check on Alan?
That's right, Jane.
So that's why you forced your way in here.
Yes, Jane, I lied to you. Your birthday was a handy excuse. It was a lousy trick, and I'm sorry.
And just what is Alan accused?
8 days ago, some papers were removed from a laboratory file. The papers were unimportant, but they were classified. The time of their removal has been fixed in an 8-hour interval. 17 people had access to the file in that interval. Dr. Carr was one of them. I thought my work would be a routine elimination checkup. But everything was changed when I found this. Look.
A negative of my picture. It's the one I took of you last night, Professor.
Jane, this negative gives every appearance of having been fogged by radioactive bombardment.
There must be some simple explanation. There must be. It can't have anything to do with Alan.
I hope so.
You hope so? Well, I hope so, too. I feel there should be a great deal of explanation before we're asked to accept this extraordinary mixture of fact and foolishness.
I've apologized for abusing your confidence, Professor.
It's out of the question to suspect Alan. He couldn't possibly be a spy.
Jane, please.
Commander, Dr. Carr has a record of loyalty in his work that unquestionably exceeds yours. He's slaved since 1940 on the problem of the bomb. Why, he has an Army medal, a personal citation from the President. If he were a traitor, then this country would no longer have any secrets at all. Why, if he were a traitor, then you and I and all of us would be irretrievably lost.
Johnny, listen to me. I know Alan. I know he seems odd and truculent, but he's a good man. I'll swear to that.
Suppose I ask you some questions. Just some of these here on this form, the standard questions for conducting personal checkups. For instance, has there been any significant change in his way of life in recent months? If so, what?
None.
None whatever.
Have you noticed any alteration in his manner towards others, toward yourself?
Well, only if he's...
Has he received letters or other communications which he has been at unusual pains to keep ambiguous? Does he...
Oh, really, Johnny?
This isn't my idea, Jane. These are just the standard questions. Now here. Does he seem nervous and given to impulsive or unusual departures for appointments? Are there large blocks of his time for which you cannot account? Is he...
Oh, Johnny, stop. I won't listen.
Jane, please.
No, Johnny, I won't believe it.
Hello? Oh, Alan. We're all wondering why you haven't... Yes, of course she's here.
Hello? What? Well, all right, Alan, dear. Yes, of course. I'll wait. Yes, of course it's all right. Goodbye, dear. I don't know. I don't know what to think, Johnny.
I'd like to hear this record.
The last booth down there at the end is free. Just play it in there, please.
Thanks.
Well, here I am.
Let's stand here and talk, Dr. Carr. My customers are all busy with their records. We shan't attract
There's
attention.
nothing to talk about. I told them to tell Baker that this sort of thing would be useless. But again, you wasted your time and mine.
Dr. Carr, the time is short and the situation's very urgent. Baker gave me this message. He is anxious to oblige you. He'd like very much to see you tonight, but it's absolutely impossible. He's most anxious that you speak freely to me, that you give me any information or any material that you may have available.
Look, how many times must I tell you?
Let me beg you, Dr. Carr. The case is urgent, very urgent. The time is short, and I warn you, you're too far in to back out now.
Do you think you're talking to one of your pitiful stooges? I'll make my own decision.
Oh, no, Dr. Carr. You can't anymore. We've seen to that.
You are listening to The Traitor, produced by the Theater Guild on the Air, presented by the United States Steel Corporation. And here's speaking for United States Steel, George Hicks.
Good evening. Tonight I'm speaking to you by transcription because I'm actually in London, where I've been flown by NBC to broadcast the impressive details of the funeral of King George VI, whose unexpected death has brought great sadness to millions throughout the world. I think tonight's play, appropriately enough, illustrates with great dramatic power the tensions that tear at men's souls in times of great national crisis. Today, in real life, each of us is living in a period of tension and crisis. How we think, talk, and act is of vital importance to our nation, too. That's why tonight I'd like to tell you about a conversation I had a while back with one of the men of United States Steel. What he had to say concerning our attitudes and our actions in this crisis seemed to me so important that I felt it my duty to my country, as well as to my job, to pass his ideas on to you. First of all, this U.S. Steel man pointed out that in our great free democracy, the attitude of each individual citizen can be a vital force for good or for harm. Those who let fear and despair and lack of faith color their opinions and influence their daily lives and relations to others can be as dangerous to the nation as our enemies. On the other hand, those who make faith in the future of our country the very core of all their actions and relations, as well as of their opinions, are helping to make world peace possible for ourselves, our children, and our children's children. Then I asked my friend to be more specific. I asked him to name practical ways in which all of us might show our faith in the future of our nation. Here's how he answered that question. First, each of us should talk in positive terms of our nation's efforts to win world peace. Let us stop saying if it is won and say rather when it is won. Second, let us praise the bravery and skill of our fighting forces overseas rather than criticize the strategy of any single campaign. And let us keep our sympathy and sorrow for our fighting men more in our hearts than in our conversation. War is a cruel, miserable business. But fighting men often are hurt rather than helped by too much public anguish or conversational pity. Third, let each of us examine every part of our waking and working lives to make sure that we as individuals are making the greatest contribution possible to our nation's fight for world peace. To me, and I hope to all of you listening, those three simple points are very helpful. If, with their help, each of us can better maintain our faith in the future of our country, and if we can better project that faith to others through our attitude, our words, and our actions, then I believe that each of us will have made a very important contribution to the great cause of freedom-loving people everywhere.
You are listening to the Theater Guild on the Air, presented by the United States Steel Corporation.
And now the curtain rises on the second act of The Traitor, starring Humphrey Bogart as Gallagher and Lauren Bacall as Jane, and featuring Wesley Addy as Carr and Richard Bishop as Professor Emmanuel. Where do you want this gear set up, Commander?
By the professor's desk there. Lieutenant Smith, Miss Bailey, Professor Emmanuel.
How do you do?
How do you do?
How do you do, Lieutenant?
Ever see one of these, Professor?
No. What is it, Commander?
It's part of a snooper's gear. It's a Geiger counter.
Oh? Alan's told me. The new scientific divining rod.
It's so plain, so dull.
Well, they're fun to watch in operation. Just flicking this switch turns it on. There, that's it. Now get that near a good radioactive source and you'll know it. One of those saved a Navy hospital a wad of money last month. Tube of radium got thrown away by mistake and buried under several thousand tons of fresh garbage. So half a dozen radiological officers had to go sloshing around.
It's going.
Oh, 1 or 2 clicks mean nothing. Here, Smith, take it and move it around the room.
Yes, sir.
Well, as I was saying, they found the radium tube all right down underneath all that garbage. Tube no bigger than your pinky.
That's astonishing. But listen.
Stray radiation will cause that sort of activity. An X-ray machine nearby. See, she's dead now. But the significant pattern of a Geiger counter is something you can't miss. I remember once...
There's a source in this room, sir.
Yeah. There is, or was. Keep checking till you get maximum intensity.
Johnny.
I'm sorry, Professor Emmanuel. I'll have to search this room.
All right, do what you want. Do what you must.
It's strongest at the desk, sir.
Is this Carr's desk, Professor Emmanuel?
No, it's mine, but he's been using it.
That's where I had the camera, on the desk.
Empty that desk. Scatter the contents on the floor. Well clear of it.
Aye, aye, sir.
You help him, Jane. Now let's see. Reynolds should be waiting outside the window. Reynolds, come over here.
Aye, aye, sir.
Call Lieutenant Crowder and Chief Wilson for a working party of 4. Tell Wilson to execute detectaphone drill on the double. Force the window in that apartment opposite and get in your recording equipment.
Aye, aye, sir.
And Reynolds, you know the appearance of Gateway 3?
Yes, sir. Saw his picture at the office.
Take station in the alley where you can watch the street. Give us a mark if anyone like him heaves in sight.
Aye, aye, sir.
Let's see. How long do we have? When will Carr be back?
He said 8:30.
That's 20 minutes or less. Mr. Smith, I want a systematic search of this room. Books, pictures, furniture. Get under and behind everything. Orange, this is black. Action Percy and Buckeye. Channel ALG, urgent secret. Gateway 3, affirmative. Unauthorized possession of classified substance, absolutely certain. I have a search team with me at the apartment of Gateway 3, and I'm executing Plan Mike Abel. We don't have much longer. What's the word, Smith?
Pattern doesn't change, sir. All the vectors in the room still concentrate on this desk, but we haven't found it.
Well, there's no more time now. Discontinue search. Put this desk back together exactly as it was on the double. Help him, will you, Jane?
Yes, Master.
Now, look, Jane, I didn't mean...
Professor, aren't you cold? I'll get you a coat. It's freezing in here.
Is it? I hadn't noticed.
Jane, will you take the maid into the apartment next door and wait? The people know all about it. It's all arranged.
Johnny, I don't want to. Please let me
You've
stay.
got to do as I say, Jane. Please hurry.
All right, Johnny. I suppose this time I can't argue. Only if you could just go easy.
I know what you mean. I won't be any harder on him than I have to. Remember me? I'm not the kind of a guy who pulls wings off flies.
I know you're not, Johnny. I won't make any more trouble, but no.
Commander Gallagher.
Yes, Professor?
Now, I don't question what you've done, but have you considered the possibility that Dr. Carr may have brought this radioactive material here for an entirely innocent purpose? He has every right to...
Professor, it's not impossible for Mr. Rockefeller to bring home $750 million in singles, to count him and play with him. He has the right to, but for practical purposes, it's not likely.
I bow before your superior logic.
Professor Emmanuel, you can be a very great help to us.
My help? What can I do?
There's a detectaphone in this radio. I'd like you to confront Dr. Carr alone and tell him what we found out. He's bound to suffer a tremendous shock, and what we'd like to get is his first emotional reaction. He's likely to pour out everything for us.
Are you asking me to lead Allen into self-betrayal? Or even a common criminal is warned that what he says may be used against him?
Dr. Carr is not the common criminal. He may have committed no crime at all. This is the swiftest way to find out if he's innocent.
Sir, a
And
man resembling Gateway 3, 1 block away.
Professor, make up your mind. If you don't want to do it, we'll manage another way. I don't know how, but if you only will.
To use his confidence in me to get him to talk. Is that what you're asking?
Professor, Dr. Carr is coming. You can be of invaluable assistance to your country, if you like. It's something that only you can decide.
Toby, what's the matter?
The matter?
Well, where is everyone? Why didn't Jane wait?
I don't know. She went out somewhere for a while with her cousin. Alan, where is your briefcase?
What do you want to know?
You had it with you when you left. Where is it?
Well, I dropped it on the hall table when I came in. And why?
Alan, I'm going to look on the hall table to see whether your case is there.
Wait a minute. What if it isn't there, Toby? What if I absent-mindedly left it in the taxi? What's the difference?
Alan, my dear boy, you've been discovered.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Jane did it by accident. She showed some spoiled film to Commander Gallagher. He's a naval intelligence officer, Alan, detailed to check on you in connection with missing papers. The radioactive material in your desk spoiled some film in Jane's camera. It's no use, Alan. They know about everything.
Well, where are they? I said, where are they, Toby?
It may serve their purpose not to arrest you at once. But I don't understand, Alan. Why did you do it?
Because I believed it was the right thing to do.
Right to be a traitor to your own country?
Oh, Toby, for pity's sake, don't start waving a flag at me. If peace for all mankind isn't assured, we won't have a country. Only if Russia can face us on equal terms, each country capable of annihilating the other, can a peace conference follow. A real one that means business and a real world government.
Supposing you're wrong. Supposing what you've done lets loose all the powers of hell.
Well, suppose I am wrong. What guide has a man for his actions other than the lights of his own reasoning and good conscience? Professor Tobias Emanuel, Ethics 72, first semester.
How did it happen?
Oh, accidentally. Fellow I met at Gibbons' apartment one evening, obviously a communist, but charming, very witty. We spent a couple of evenings talking.
He convinced you that he was right?
Oh, not really. He just rang the changes on ideas I already had, that a ghastly war can explode from this stalemate of bullying and bluffing in the Cold War. And I was one of the few living men that had a chance to stop it. If I'd transmit information that would make all powers equal.
Alan! But even if this were all true...
I know. It meant being a traitor. I had all the traditional horror of that word and all it means, but in the end, I found myself between conflicting loyalties. Loyalty to my country or to all mankind. I decided that one loyalty was provincial and limited and the other eternal and right. I had the courage to act as I believed.
Who gave you the right to play the part of God and to hand over to other people things that are means of destroying us?
No, I deny that. I believe it would have the opposite effect.
What was that radioactive material in the desk, Alan?
Oh, yes, my big bonehead play. No wonder it spoiled Jane's film. That was a platinum plate coated with thorium-234, the N over Y reactor. Something new.
No?
It could make all of our atomic installations obsolete overnight.
Oh, Alan, you must be mad. Did you have that thorium plate in the briefcase that you didn't bring home?
What's that to you? Why are you pumping me like this? I know someone's listening. Where are they? Come on out! Get it over with! I know you're listening! Come on out! Where are they, Toby? You've been pumping me for their benefit, haven't you? Haven't you?
My poor boy, there's a detective phone in the radio.
Oh, there is. Well, gentlemen, I suggest you come and get me. You're not going to hear any more.
Oh, Alan. Alan, if you only knew what this has cost me.
You sneaking, weak, small, old man. Which of us is the traitor?
You were going to stop the use of force in the world.
That was all very edifying, Dr. Carr. You were going to bring about world peace single-handed, eh? Sort of a combination St. Francis of Assisi and Benedict Arnold. I'm doing the thinking, Doctor. I want you to look at what you've really done. You've committed a dirty, loathsome crime. You wrecked your family and Jane and Professor Emanuel here, who loves you like a son.
I realize
The words science and scientists are going to stink all over America. Just wait. You think you've seen investigations. You haven't seen anything. Dr. Carr, who is Baker?
Baker.
The name strikes a bell, eh? Every line of our investigation, every shred of dope we've stumbled on, points to someone with a code name Baker at the center of this lash-up. Can you lead us to him? Speak up, man. You haven't been arrested. You've got a chance to redeem whatever you've done. Even turn it into a great service to your country.
Why not arrest me and be done with it?
Once I arrest you, this outfit will disappear into a hole in the ground and pull it in after him. You're the first solid break we've had in this game. Except for that, Dr. Carr, you're useless. You're as good as dead. You're so much human scrap.
I thank you. Toby, there's something I've got to say to you.
Yes, Alan?
I'm sorry I hit you.
Let's say it never happened.
But it did. My hand is still burning. Whatever led me to that must have been wrong. It must have been. That much I know, but I don't know why.
Your mistake was contempt for the people. That's the communist mistake, too. To them, people are just puppets. Mankind must have no will of its own, no choice, no decisions, a slave state. The communist dictatorship alone knows what is right. And if you don't bow to their definition of it, then you must be smashed.
I believed I saw a chance to bring world peace, and I acted. Every day that passes is a day nearer the end of the world, Toby. What was I supposed to do? Wait for mankind to act?
Yes, because that's the meaning of democratic government. That is the way we live. No one man has the power to control our destinies, and that's what you've tried to do, Alan. You've tried to set yourself above our laws and government.
Oh, Toby, can't you understand?
Our democratic process, which you seem to hold so lightly, has made us into a happier, freer people than any other nation in the history of the world. But you, Alan, you looked at our way of life and you missed its true meaning. You saw only the flaws, but you missed the diamond.
What shall I do, Toby?
Stand your ground as a traitor, Allen, because you believed in what you did? Or work with Gallagher because it's your duty as an American?
Well, Doctor, that's it to be. Do you pull yourself and the rest of us out of this foul-up, or do you sit around and pray for an early death? Tell me this one thing, Dr. Carr. Where's the thorium plate?
Would you allow me to leave here at once and guarantee that I won't be followed?
What's that?
You heard me. That's the one way I can be of use to
Do
you.
you take me for a complete gibbering, blithering idiot?
Listen to me. Then believe me or not as you please. Tonight I had a rendezvous with a man they call Baker. I was going to give him the thorium plate. I've insisted all along I'd give it to the head man or nobody. He didn't show up. Instead, he sent an obvious dummy. I got furious. And finally, he promised that Baker himself would meet me at another place at 11 tonight. That's how it stands now.
At what place? Where is he to meet you? Where is the thorium plate?
If I'm to risk my life for you, I'll do it my own way. It's the only way I can help.
You can tell us what you know.
I know practically nothing. But I think I can bring Baker into this apartment around midnight.
Commander Gallagher, give him a chance.
Well, if he doesn't come back, it's the general court-martial for me.
Well, you said yourself, once you arrest me, this outfit will vanish. It may be years before another chance like this falls into the hands of intelligence.
You're pretty anxious to get away.
Yes. Possibly because I want to join my dear comrades and disappear. That's a risk you'll simply have to take.
Let him go, Commander.
I can't. It's insane. Nobody ever heard of such a thing.
Let him go. He'll do as he's promised.
You have a touching faith in human nature where my neck is involved. All right. All right, then go. Go and be quick about it.
I suggest you have the apartment cleared and Toby and Margaret in their beds by 11:30 at the latest. The place ought to look normal in every respect. And just remember, if you make a mistake, I'll pay.
Just remember to come back. Or maybe the whole world will pay. You are listening to The Traitor, produced by the Theater Guild on the air and presented by the United States Steel Corporation. And here again, speaking for United States Steel, George Hicks.
Earlier on this program, I spoke to you about the importance of our thoughts, words, and actions during today's critical times. I think you'll agree that there has never been any other American whose thoughts, words, and actions in times of crisis are more inspiring than those of our beloved 16th President, Abraham Lincoln, whose birthday we celebrate on Tuesday, February 12th. The principles of Abraham Lincoln will stand forever as a model for men of goodwill throughout the world. And one of the main guiding principles throughout Lincoln's life was unbounded faith in the future of the United States. Certainly, the progress of this great nation of ours since Lincoln's tragic death in 1865 has more than justified that faith. I won't tire you with long statistical measurements, except to point out that we have more than quadrupled our population, increased our national income tenfold, and become a leader in practically every activity of our modern world. One of the biggest factors in all this growth has been in our country's ever-growing use of steel. Steel production has risen from a scant 15,000 tons per year in 1865 to more than 105 million tons in 1951. And it is steel that has made possible our whole present-day system of mass production and mass distribution. It is steel that has built our cities and factories and great railway transportation system. It is steel that enables us to use over 44 million passenger automobiles, trucks, and buses in our modern life of high-speed motorized traffic and transportation. Of course, it's typical of our American way of doing things that the tremendous increase in the production of steel has been accompanied over the years by equally startling increases in its strength and durability. Yes, steel has certainly played a vital part in the tremendous expansion of our nation since Abraham Lincoln's time, and it will continue to play an equally important part in the days ahead. To meet the ever-increasing demand for steel and products of steel of our rapidly growing nation, it has always been the policy of U.S. Steel to maintain a consistent program of plant modernization and expansion, a program which in the last 7 years alone has called for the expenditure of over $1.4 billion. That's right, $1.4 billion. Certainly, such a program offers powerful proof of the faith in the future of our country held by the industrial family that serves the nation, United States Steel.
You are listening to the Theater Guild on the air, presented by the United States Steel Corporation. We pause now for station identification.
And now the curtain rises on the third act of The Traitor, starring Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall, and featuring Wesley Addy and Richard Bishop.
It was just after 11 that night, but still we were waiting.
Remember now, there's to be no firing without a specific signal from me. Even if somebody jumps out of these windows, no firing. Is that clear?
Aye, aye, sir.
What is the signal,
A
sir?
red flare tossed in the middle of the street. I told you that.
Oh, yes, sir.
Minus 19, all clear.
Then we'll discontinue reports and take stations. Watch those windows and all exits from the house.
Aye, aye, sir.
A Navy man spends his whole life preparing for things that never happen.
Yes, but this isn't just a drill, sir.
I think it is, Lieutenant. I'm not expecting Carr.
We thought differently a couple of hours ago, Johnny.
Well, I let him go on the assumption that he wasn't coming back.
I don't understand you. Did you think everything he said was a lie? Johnny, whatever happened to his thinking, whatever perverted it, believe me, he thought it was true and good and right. I know that.
Well, maybe. Anyway, Jane, I'm 95% sure that he'll take refuge with that crowd. But he's untrained, and his trail will be simple to pick up. If he isn't back here by 1:30, I'll give the alarm.
Then you don't really believe that he's had a change of heart?
It's not very likely, Professor. But we'll play the game his way. All right, Smith. Button this place up and then take station with me.
Aye, sir.
Professor, in the long chance that he does bring Baker, you'll be in some danger. Stay in your room and pretend to be asleep.
I understand. Good night, Commander, if that's the thing to say.
Good night, Professor. Well, wish me luck, Jane.
There's no luck in this for any of us, Johnny. I only hope that it'll all be over very quickly.
I hope so, too.
Come in.
You're sure it's safe?
I assure you, all's clear. Take off your coats and sit down.
Mr. Baker, would you prefer that I wait in the hall?
No, it's quite all right for you to remain here, Miss McKeon. There's really nothing left but for Dr. Carr to let me have the plate and the written material. Isn't that right, Doctor?
Well, I'm afraid I can't at the moment.
Dr. Carr, surely you know that anyone as vitally important as Mr. Baker
I'm sure Dr. Carr realizes the risk we are all exposed to in prolonging these meetings. But I think
still have no reason to believe you're Baker.
Well, I haven't a letter of introduction from the Kremlin, if that's what you want. But perhaps it will help to establish my identity if we discuss a few points on the subject that concerns us. For example, is your process a refinement of the gaseous diffusion technique used at Oak Ridge?
No, it's a modified ionic centrifuge.
The Westinghouse idea. I thought that approach had failed.
There, Dr. Carr. Now that it's obvious that you really are talking to Mr. Baker, will you be good enough to give him the plate and the material?
Miss McKeon, perhaps it would be better if you would wait in the hall. It may be easier for Dr. Carr to transact our business in private. So if you'll just...
Hey, darling, look out!
Are you crazy?
He was going to kill you with that paper knife.
I thought that little gesture would put it beyond argument. You're Clay, aren't you? Clay, her boyfriend.
You blundering fool, Anna.
He would have killed you.
I didn't want to bring you along. I told Baker it was too risky, you dumb, stupid cow.
How dare you speak to me like that?
Take your family squabbles elsewhere, if you please. I'd been abused and deceived and insulted to the limit of my patience.
Yes, but
now,
Doctor...
listen. A car followed us here. I noticed that, and I believe Baker is in it. So go down and tell him from me that one more stall of this kind and I quit. He's to come up to this room right now, or it's all up. You tell him that for me, will you? Tell him to come up here.
So, I am here. I have checked the other rooms, and everything is as you say. Well, Dr. Carr, at last you see me. I hope you're satisfied.
I am, if really you are Baker at long last.
Do you have any idea what this meeting involves? It means the destruction of an identity I've developed over 5 years. A whole new group of contacts, coding channels, stupid expensive paperwork, long explanations to my superiors. A brutal waste. I tried to avoid it.
If you'd sent somebody more impressive than the donkeys I've seen tonight, I might have cooperated.
My everlasting problem is personnel. And now you've doubled the difficulty. Do you have the material here?
I still say, how do I know who you are?
The key step in your new process is the one of gaseous cobalt as a sort of ionic damper or oscillation suppressor. That much I know and a little more. Your first pilot plant in Buffalo, which you've closed, was ostensibly making fire extinguishers.
You know all that? Well, then our whole secrecy system is a lie.
Oh, no. It's excellent. Better than the Russian, actually. Where's the famous American poker face? If I really had the whole story, would I be here?
Who are you?
In the identity which I will give up tomorrow? A refrigeration engineer with an excellent practice, which I rather hate to relinquish. Now, maybe this will convince you that our conversation is growing too long.
You may as well put the pistol away. I told you I won't scare.
You know who I am. Give me what you have for me.
I will not go through with it until I have assurance that I'm handing the material to the right man.
Dealing with a crank is always bad.
Let's not have name calling.
Oh, pardon me. You see, you fall into a technical class. There are only 3 kinds of personnel available for this work. Those who do it for money, and they're by far the best. Those who do it for devotion to the cause, and those who, like you, have no visible motive. Those I refer to as cranks. Most of you aren't worth the trouble you cause, but once in a while you give us a tremendous smashing break. So, unfortunately, we must explore you all.
I have a motive. I want to prevent another war. I believe that when your side is as powerful atomically as ours, the threat of war will vanish, because each side will be afraid to start.
An excellent motive. One of the best I've ever heard.
You're laughing at me.
You're very naive. War will stop when it becomes unpleasant enough for the majority of people. You can't legislate something away when most people get such a kick out of it.
Well, that's hardly Marxist. Would you still have wars in a classless society?
Oh, no. Don't think I'm a communist because I'm doing this work. It requires professional skill, not orthodoxy. My superiors know that much.
I see. Then you're simply a professional.
You ask too many questions, Dr. Carr. You waste my time.
Oh, how do I know you won't kill me as soon as the material is in your hands?
Murder is slovenly and weak espionage. It leads to questions, investigations.
Maybe. But you must excuse me for taking my own precautions. Here is a key, Mr. Baker. A key to a coin locker in Pennsylvania Station. The number of the locker is on the key. In the locker is the material you want.
The thorium plate?
Yes, with a complete presentation, including the blue book of the process and sketches of the plant. You need nothing more to accomplish your assignment. But remember one thing. I may be lying.
There'd be no reason.
Well, as long as you aren't sure, you won't kill me upon getting the key. At least you'll look in the locker first.
What are you trying?
Perhaps you'll find a note from me containing further instructions. Perhaps you'll find an empty locker. You can't know, can you? An amateurish device, I suppose, but it was the best I could imagine for self-protection.
On the contrary, it's singularly professional for an amateur. Now, the one thing I won't risk in this assignment is a second contact with you. I've already gambled too much. Is the material in the locker? You'll tell me now.
Go and see for yourself.
Now, you're committing suicide. I'll shoot you down and get away with ease.
You wouldn't dare.
Now, you're either a terrible fool or a crude counteragent. This nonsense with lockers and keys. Don't you know how rotten that smells? Now, you'll come with me to the locker.
No.
If the material is in the locker, there's no need for all this rigmarole. If it isn't, I can't risk seeing you again. I'll be forced to have you killed.
Murder is weak and slovenly espionage.
Not for presumed counter-agents who have obtained classified information. I'll get your coat and come. I'm sorry for you. You're a child in these matters, whether you're being honest or not. Now, for the last time, do you come?
Just a moment.
Now, where are you going? What are you doing?
I want to open this window. We can get out this way more easily.
Stop! Get away from that window, you!
Gallagher! Gallagher, hey!
Ah!
Get that man! He's Baker! Baker! Stop, Baker! I'll shoot! Got him! Got him! He's over there! Over that way!
Doctor!
They got him out the window.
Lieutenant, see what you can do for Carr.
Yes, sir.
What goes on out there?
It's Baker, sir. He's down on the sidewalk, and we're searching him.
Hand the stuff right through the window here. I want to look at whatever they find right away.
Here it is, sir. Wallet, keys, notebook.
Good boy. I'll send the message right away. Black to orange, report completion mission.
We'd better call the hospital, sir. Dr. Carr's.
Why didn't you go with him, Doctor? We'd have followed him.
Alan, are you... Oh, what have they done to you?
It's all right, Jane.
Alan, please.
Now, just a minute, Professor. Dr. Carr, are the plate and the material in that locker? I have the key.
Another locker. Grand Central by Shoeshine Stand.
Where's the key?
In an envelope addressed to myself. General Delivery, Sands Point, Long Island.
We'll find it. Now, take it easy.
Johnny, why didn't you help him?
Oh, why didn't I? I wanted to keep Baker from shooting him down if we broke in. I wanted to let him handle it himself as he asked, but I should have known.
He's trying to say something.
I tried to be right.
I hope to God somebody is.
He's dead, sir.
You heard him. He tried.
It shouldn't have turned out this way. It shouldn't. Somehow I fouled it up. Don't blame yourself, Commander. He made a terrible mistake. But he gave his life to correct it.
The curtain has fallen on the Theater Guild on the Air production of The Traitor, sponsored by the United States Steel Corporation. We express our thanks to our stars, Humphrey Bogart as Gallagher and Lauren Bacall as Jane, and to our featured players, Wesley Addy as Carr and Richard Bishop as Professor Emmanuel. Our thanks also to the other members of our cast, as Baker, Ralph Bell, as Clay, Michael Weiler, as Miss McKeon, Eileen Heckert, as Lieutenant Smith, Elliot Reed, as Reynolds of the Music Shop, Maurice Manson, as Saunders, Michael Dreyfus. And here again is Elliot Reed with a word about next week's play.
Next week, ladies and gentlemen, the Theater Guild on the Air brings you a zany, wacky farce, The Meanest Man in the World, starring James Stewart, Josephine Hull, and Colleen Gray. With them will be Kenny Delmar. If you enjoy laughs, as who doesn't, we promise you many next Sunday evening. The Sunday after next, the Theater Guild on the Air will bring you Charles Dickens' beloved classic, Oliver Twist, with a brilliant cast of Broadway and Hollywood players starring Basil Rathbone, Boris Karloff, Louine McGrath, and Melville Cooper. And now, here is Humphrey Bogart with a special announcement.
Now, this is Boy Scout Week, the 42nd anniversary of the Boy Scouts of America. The Boy Scouts are launching a new 3-year program known as Forward on Liberty's Team, designed to help serve the nation even more effectively. Won't you help them whenever you can and join us in saluting one of our democracy's finest institutions, the Boy Scouts?
Remember, next week on the United States Steel Hour, The Meanest Man in the World, starring James Stewart, Josephine Hull, and Colleen Gray, with Kenny Delmar. And remember, too, that the trademark of United States Steel, USS, on any steel product is your guide to quality steel. The Theater Guild on the Air is under the supervision of Lawrence Langner and Teresa Helburn, with Armina Marshall, executive producer. S. Mark Smith is editor. Music was composed and conducted by Harold Levy. Humphrey Bogart may soon be seen starring in the United Artists release, The African Queen, which will be opening at the Capitol Theater in New York City. Your announcer is Norman Brokenshire. The United States Steel Corporation hopes that you'll be with us next Sunday at the same time.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.